A country cannot exist without its culture. A culture cannot exist without its language. Over the course of history, there is a language that has overcome every single challenge to maintain the existence of a culture, a nation, an identity. It is Vietnamese.
In this video, we will talk about the responsibility of students to preserve the purity of our Vietnamese language. Over 1,000 years under the assimilation policy of the feudal Chinese state, Han characters were incorporated into Vietnam. However, far from being eradicated, a new Vietnamese style writing system was created based on the Chinese loanwords, the norm characters. During the 1900s, thanks to the popularity of chữ quốc ngữ and the Declaration of Independence by President Ho Chi Minh in 1945, the Vietnamese language, or chữ quốc ngữ, emerged as the official language in Vietnam to this day.
The Vietnamese language carries on to this glorious day of integration. However, there still exists some certain problems that negatively affect its purity, and teen code is one of them.
When the internet era arrived, it became a prevailing trend among teenagers. It is a combination of special characters and emojis in place of normal expressions. An interview was carried out, and here's the response we got.
Nói tiếng nước ngoài hay là tiếng Việt mà đọc cũng được. Cái này chữ N nè, N cum hem gì nè. Đâu phải tiếng Việt đâu mà đọc.
Though no longer of concern, teen code has set a bad example for the many issues that damage our beautiful mother tongue today. And the next burning issue is swearing.
It can be seen among teenagers in public places, on the internet, or even at schools or universities. It's surprising that this video, which was supposed to gather public advocacy, got so many dislikes instead.
Another serious matter is the act of overly mixing Vietnamese with other languages. Some people tend to replace Vietnamese words with the English ones under unnecessary circumstances like this.
Chào em, mời em ngồi. Em nghĩ mình có phẩm chất gì để phù hợp với công việc này?
Em nghĩ mà suitable với job này là một skills của em. Để em đã từng làm business với các công ty overseas rồi, và cái communication của em nói chung nó cũng rất là good. Em có thể prove với anh là cái English của em nó đủ fluent. Thứ hai là em đã có kinh nghiệm, em có cái đủ cái confidence để có thể, nếu mà challenges có pop up thì em đủ khả năng overcome. Thật ra em ở xa nhưng mà em có thể chịu khó được. Đối với em thì cái long distance nó không phải là một cái problem gì đó nó quá tremendous.
As you can see from this situation, using half Vietnamese, half English can be very irritating and disrespectful. If young people depend too much on this hybrid use of words, the inner library of Vietnamese will gradually diminish. All case above leads to the impurity of the Vietnamese language and the distortion of Vietnam's cultural identity. Moreover, bad language habits will permeate into the youngster and also greatly affect the Vietnamese language ability.
Vietnamese is a key indicator that represents the national identity of Vietnam. Not only is it a tool of communication, it's also a powerful means to conserve and foster both tangible and intangible cultural heritage. It's undeniable that integration and globalization bring about both great opportunities and real challenges, which pushes our mother tongue closer and closer to the edge of erosion. Hence, it's of paramount importance to preserve the purity of our Vietnamese.
Bad habits that are deeply ingrained in us are hard to break. But hard doesn't mean impossible.
So what exactly should university students do?
Well, I think, as young generations, university students assume the responsibility to raise the awareness of the standard use of Vietnamese. That is, we should make every effort to use Vietnamese correctly.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Uncle Ho once said, we shouldn't use foreign words to replace the Vietnamese expression. So I think the second thing we need to do to hold value of our mother tongue is to use the foreign language in the right place and at the right time. So let's take the mixing the Vietnamese with English as an example. Well, we totally don't condemn this meaningful way of learning English, right? But the excessive and irrelevant use of mixed words must be restricted.
Alright, we all know that there are some long words that came into our daily usage. It'll be conservative if we reject popular words such as TV or radio and try to replace them with other pure Vietnamese words. Also, it's gonna be acceptable as long as we use English words in appropriate context.
And also, keeping the purity of Vietnamese language doesn't mean distancing ourselves from globalization. We cannot avoid learning foreign languages in this integration era. However, we should take into careful consideration where and when to use them.
So all in all, the mission of protecting our language needs time to be fulfilled, and bad habits do need time to be broken. Take swearing for example. You cannot eliminate it overnight, but you can start from the smallest changes. Whenever you think of blurting out a bad word, do think twice, and day by day, you see the difference. As students from Ho Chi Minh City University of Education, we carry a mission to spread the importance of maintaining the purity of the Vietnamese language. We're well aware to modify our behaviors to meet educational standards. As teachers to be, we will use the Vietnamese language precisely and beautifully to convey meaningful lessons to our future generations. A country lives as long as its language lives, and the duty of retaining Vietnamese in its pure forms fall on us, the young generation.
It's us who
Can make it happen.